So I run ShareChat. Today, as a company, we have around 18 million users speaking 27 different languages, sharing over 100 million messages a month, and none of them speak English. So what really caused us to do this? Well, when I started around 4 years back, we were just dorm room businessmen, college dorm businessmen who wanted to do something for the next billion users of internet in the world. And we started to think how we'll get through with this thing. And all of it happened through 3 accidents. So the first accident happened when in January 2015, there was this village near Upleta in Gujarat where there was a marriage and of the Sarpanch, and apparently the Sarpanch got 400 smartphones as a gift, and he distributed it amongst his villagers. Interestingly, one of those villagers had ShareChat installed in it, and that villager was then asked by the remaining people in the marriage to install apps on their newly found phones. And for us, it was like all of a sudden we saw 400 new installs, and we were quite surprised. How did that happen? And the next thing we know is that in Upleta, we have started getting traffic for requests around, can I borrow your tractor? Can I borrow your cattle? Can I, how is the marriage going? And we felt, okay, so we started as a place for content delivery in Indian languages, but all of a sudden we see an opportunity which might just be bigger than what we thought. And that is where the idea of a social network cropped up. Now, when you look at India as a country, we are very, very diverse. It's so diverse that at every 100 kilometers, the dialect changes. At every 500 kilometers, the language changes. And sometimes at 1,000 kilometers, the culture, politics, everything changes. The food, everything changes. So we launched our social platform with 10 languages, and we did have English in the beginning. And that led to our second accident. The second accident was when we saw that 90% of our users were picking English as their default option. And we were quite surprised. Why is that happening? And these photos that you see here, that was the real reason. That everyone in India has high aspirations about English. They want you to know that they speak English. They want you to know that they are well taught. And apparently all of our schools, at least my school, used to punish me whenever I was not speaking in English. And the funny bit was that the remaining 10% were responsible for 99.8% engagement on the platform. They exactly spent around 10,000 more minutes than the English users, the 90% users on the platform. And that is where the second thing struck in. So normally in a startup, what you do is, if 90% people are not using your product, you change it for those 90% people. What we did instead was we removed English. And we made everyone use the product in their own language, because in India, everyone is at least bilingual. There can't be anyone who would say that they just know English. There might be a few, but anyways. Then it comes to the third accident, which really shaped our startup. So this man, he's a villager near Jaunpur in the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh. And this man used to walk every day 20 kilometers to get a good internet connection so that he can post cricket commentary on ShareChat. We found that really endearing. But what changed our ethos about how to perceive these users and how to believe in our product more was the fact that after his 20th commentary, he started getting offers from radio channels across Uttar Pradesh to be a real radio jockey and do cricket commentary. And we were quite surprised that, we are just providing content, we are just making a platform, but all of a sudden, there's all these people who are coming online for the first time, and they are able to find a voice. And it's almost like anyone who speaks any language, comes from any background, can talk about any story they are interested in and find an audience. And the interesting bit, the last interesting bit that happened, which really keeps us moving forward, is that it is not just an Indian phenomena. In the next 1 decade, we are going to see 3.5 billion people across 150 countries speaking more than 400 languages, which none of them are English or English derived, coming onto the internet. And that is what we are here for. That is what our mission is. Thank you.